Greetings, book friends. Welcome to Read This Book. I'm your book hostess, LaShonda, and I am continuing my review of my favorite series. So if you've watched the previous videos, or if you haven't, shame, I introduce you to authors D.A. Young with her series The Men of Whiskey Row and the Ties That Bind, and the sexy and fabulous Phoenix Daniels with the Beautiful Prey series. This week, I am bringing you my review of a legend, a heavyweight in the romance genre. When I say heavyweight, it's Miss Beverly Jenkins. Now, you probably heard of her and have heard of her in the historical romance genre, and you would be correct. But Miss Beverly Jenkins also wrote this romantic suspense series, and it was actually, no, I read her historical romance first. I read Topaz and Indigo, and then I found this series. The Edge of Midnight is the first book in a set of romantic suspense books that she wrote. Now, these books can be read standalone, but it makes sense to read them together because the characters that are introduced in The Edge of Midnight, they continue on in their own books. So even though it's not labeled as a series, it technically is, because there's like 4 books, and again, all of the characters are interrelated. But what is The Edge of Midnight about? Like, this is old school paperback, like y'all, like oof. This story is sexy, it's funny, it's heartwarming, it's just a damn good romantic suspense story. It is about Sarita Grayson and Mykal Chandler. And Sarita runs a neighborhood community center. She's very much about her community, about uplifting her people and protecting the children in her community, making sure they have a safe space to go to learn, etc. Like, she's about that life. And Mykal Grayson is this rich, millionaire, billionaire owner of this company who may or may not be into some shady things. But their paths cross when Sarita goes to his room to steal these diamonds from him. And in the process, she gets caught by Mykal. And some things happen. And man, let me tell you, this book was so funny because Sarita is very much a homegirl. She is, not bougie. She's not like, she's educated, but she's not like, I'm Sarita Grayson and I have all these degrees. No, she's really truly just about her community. And Mykal is very much the super rich, millionaire CEO who's about, that lifestyle. But he also knows that there is a problem that's happening in the communities. And so he is secretly trying to clean up the community. And it just so happens that when he meets Sarita in the hotel room, she shoots him, y'all. It wasn't sexy time. She shot him because she was trying to like get her jewels and get out, because she had to give them to this guy, to this drug lord, so he would basically like leave her community alone. So she shoots him and he's like, I can't believe I got shot. And he contacts his brother Saint to help him find out who has the jewels. So Saint and Sarita has a history too. They have been friends for a long time. And Saint is very much a mystery. But him and Sarita have history and they're really good friends. So he is really surprised when he finds out that she's the one that actually stole the jewels and shot his brother Mykal. It's a whole lot of history. It's a whole lot of family ties and connections in this book. But what I loved about this series is the realness of it, the realness of Sarita and her passion and love and loyalty to her community, and how she challenges Mykal, how she challenges his beliefs and his thoughts, how she challenges him to, you know, see things from her perspective and from the other side, and not from the side of being this multimillionaire who has all this access at his fingers. She challenges him. She challenges him, how he stereotypes her as being ghetto and hood and, you know, uncouth. And she challenges him to, like, you might be rich, but you ain't all that. And so there is this push and pull between them, but then there's also this chemistry between them as well. And so in the story, you get there where they are both fighting the connection and the chemistry between them, but at the same time, they're both trying to solve the same problem. Woo, child. The characters that are introduced, you're introduced to Saint, who is a mystery. You're introduced to Faye, who was technically, she wasn't his mistress because he's not married. She was just kind of like the high-priced girlfriend that who thought she had every right and privilege to be on his arm and spend his money and take his time. So when he kicked her to the curb for Sarita, child, she was not having it. So you see all of the scheming and manipulating that's going on there. You're also introduced to his brother, the mayor, who is genuinely just tickled that this little tiny woman, Sarita, has knocked his big bad brother on his butt. So there's like all these characters you're being introduced to, but at the heart of this story, The Edge of Midnight, is the story of Sarita and Mykal, of these two unlikely people coming together and falling in love and trying to save this community center, but they save each other in the process. Sarita is not a shrieking violet. She is very much like, I'm tough, I'm independent, you know, let me do my thing. But she recognizes that she could have and be so much more with Mykal by her side. And Mykal realizes that, hey, just because I can afford all these things, it doesn't make me who I am. And I don't have true happiness until he meets her. So is it a love story? Heck yes. Is it a mystery? Is it suspenseful? Heck yes. Is it funny? Is it sexy? Is it a story that you won't want to put down? Yes to all of those. This is the first one in the series. It's The Edge of Midnight. And then there's The Edge of Dawn. There's Sexy, Beautiful, and Sexy Dangerous. They all tie together, and they continue to introduce you to Mykal and his brothers and into the covert situations that are happening. It's just an amazing series, and Beverly Jenkins, she served it up in this romantic suspense that is The Edge of Midnight. I have read this book probably about 20 times from cover to cover, and each time I read it, I laugh harder. I find something else that I didn't pick up on, or I go back to the favorite part where I just crack up laughing. At the community center, there's a character in there that is everybody's favorite uncle who does not know when to be quiet, who just says whatever. And so there's a lot of love, there's a lot of family, there's a lot of light in this book, in addition to all of the other crazy things that are happening. So if you are looking for a good romantic suspense series, I give you The Edge of Midnight by Beverly Jenkins. You will not be disappointed. So if you are enjoying the series, if you're enjoying the reviews, make sure that you like this video and that you subscribe to the channel, and sharing is caring. So share the videos with your other book friends. Don't let them be out here not knowing about all these good books. Okay? Don't be selfish like that. So as always, you can find me on Facebook in the Read This Book chat room. Also on Instagram under Read This Book LR. You can check out my reading list for the month. Each month I post a top 10 books that I plan to read for that month. So you can read them too, because that's what I do. I share all the goodness with my book friends. So until next time, read a good book.